So, I'm doing something new in that I'm looking at a book. And this is just going to be kind of off the cuff kind of review of books, I guess, or the books that I've been reading at least. I've decided to actually start reading again, and it's been a while since I've done so. And the first one to kick off the year is American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. Now, what a book to start with, because this book is fucking messed up. I mean, this is the grossest, most extreme thing I've ever read. And I think it's the grossest, most extreme bit of media I've ever kind of consumed, and that goes for films and video games. I kind of think this is worse than a Serbian film. Now, if you've seen a Serbian film, you'll know that is completely gross and distasteful and disgusting in a visual way. This is gross, disgusting, perverted, extreme in a way that I've never really experienced before. I knew this book was going to be bad. People said it's really bad, and I mean, bad in the sense of the themes. I actually think the writing is phenomenal, actually. I think the author is a master of the craft, but what is in here is some messed up stuff, especially if you go by the adage, you write what you know. If so, lock this person up. They are a danger to society, okay? So, yeah, what's in here will absolutely shock you. And I'm not joking. I have seen a lot of shit. And reading this book really made me freak out a little bit. And that's an interesting topic. You know, should these kind of books exist? Should that kind of media exist? The Serbian films, the American Psychos. Should these kind of things exist? I say yes. I think that kind of expression, however distasteful, should be allowed. But that is another topic. So, this book, is it like the movie? Is probably the first question. No. The movie is for babies compared to this. You could not make this one for one. You could not make this one for one into a TV show, a movie, anything like that. It would get banned. It is that graphic, that extreme. Would I like it to happen? Kind of, because I'm quite open to pushing the boundaries of movies and TV. But wow, crazy. Now, I've got that out of the way. Let's be objective. Is this a good book in terms of how is it to read? Bardo's Bits. I think it's phenomenal, actually. It is incredibly well written. Yes, you get the sense that the main character is a psychopath. That's very clear. But the dialogue and the complexity of the writing is so sharp, so interesting. I particularly love all the times that our main character here, Patrick Bateman, that's not Patrick Bateman, that's the author, will say things to his super rich, high life living kind of stockbroker friends who are obsessed with money and clothes and all this kind of bullshit. He'll say all these kind of like murderous things to them, but they don't listen. You know, they're too wrapped up in their own world, in their own lives. And he'll say all these kind of very funny kind of comments about murdering people or chopping people up in front of them. And it goes unnoticed. And I love all those kind of sections. It's really, really good. But you have other sections where he's just commenting on what people are wearing. And to be fair, he does that for the entire book. The first 100 pages, that's all you're getting. So the first 100 pages are a tough read because all he is doing is telling you what people are wearing and where they got it from. After that 100 pages, then we start getting into the heavy stuff where we get the kind of murders and all the degenerate, horrible, disgusting things that he does. Whether that is actually in his head or he actually does it. Anyway, it's so creative, so bizarre. You really do believe that this guy is a psychopath. Whether that's known to anyone but himself, that's another story. He probably is just all in his head, but it's hard to tell. It is also kind of racist, just gonna put out there. There are some really racist things in here. On top of the extreme violence, sexual violence, all sorts of just gross shit, but it's perversely brilliant in how it's written and executed and how this kind of story, which has no real structure, it's more like just delving into the mind of this person who, as far as we can tell, is some kind of stockbroker, Wall Street kind of yuppie type who lives this extravagant lifestyle. It's all about the money, the clothes, the fancy things, going to restaurants, you know, they never do any work, it's all bullshit, you know. This kind of society of kind of opulence and corruption in similar doses. It's not too long. I think, let's have a look at this. It was like 300 something pages. It's 384 pages. 384 pages. Once you get past the first 100 pages, it really flies. Obviously, you need a strong stomach for a lot of it. But I came out of reading it thinking it was fantastic. Very, very impressive piece of literature. Amazingly well written. And yeah, like I said, it's weird because there's two sides of beautiful writing with the most disgusting content. I really do and don't recommend it. And I mean that in the sense of like, if you really cannot handle extreme stuff, you know, if you're the type that doesn't watch a lot of horror movies, then really don't read this. If you like the film, don't read this because this is not what you're getting. The film is maybe takes a few pages from the book at max. The rest of it is completely different and it is so unhinged, so crazy, but again, so beautifully crafted. It's such a hard thing to say given the content. You feel kind of dirty saying things like that, but being objective, it is a fantastic book. I can understand why people hold it in high regard. I don't think you could ever make a book like this again, not in this day and age. But it is something important, I think, for literature. And so, yeah, that is my take on this book. Let me know if you've read it, what you think about it, if you liked it, if you hated it, whether you have an answer to the age-old question about, well, say age-old, it seems to be the current question about what should be banned, what should be cancelled, whether you believe this is another bit of free speech in literature form. Anything like that. It's an interesting topic. I'm not here to really debate it, but I would love to know what you think. So please say that in the comments or whatever you like. Just let me know. What did you think about this book? Did you appreciate it despite the content within? And I think I'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Probably do a few more of these. I've got my next book is The Hustler by Walter Tevis, I think it is, Walter Tevis. I'm really enjoying that one. So that's going to be the next one that I'll review. But yeah, American Psycho, if I have to give it a rating, say out of 5, should we do 5? I'll give it 4.5 stars out of 5. Genuinely. I think it's a fantastic book, sickening book, such a confusing book to talk about, and that's why I think it's brilliant. Alright, well thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.